Done.
Done. You are live, it says.
I feel like we should have like burlesque music or something, or like erotica music or something.
Well, you know what might go that direction. You don't know.
I was actually playing Madonna's "Justify My Love," and then I was like, yeah, you know what? It's not all going to be about
Sex.
sex and leather or whatever.
Actually, Leather and Lace, Stevie Nicks, very good song.
Good song, yeah.
Extremely good song.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello. It's way past my bedtime, so you don't know what you're going to get tonight. Hi, Cheryl.
Bam, I thought you were going to dress up.
I did. I'm dressed to the nines.
I can't even plug in the microphone. It's not working.
What's going on, Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Jennifer, Lanaya, Gladys. Hello, Gladys. You know, that's what I call my next door neighbor. I don't know her name, but I've had 4 interactions with her. And I call her Gladys. And she told me her name once. I can't remember her name, but I still call her Gladys. Well, and I call her Gladys from like Mrs. Gladys from Bewitched, because she's so nosy. Gladys, I'm not saying you're nosy. I'm just what she reminds me of.
Damn,
Gladys Kravitz. Mrs. Kravitz. Abner. Some of you are too young to know what the hell I'm talking about, but people my age, you know. Lanaya, yeah, I have no filter. And even when I do have a filter, when he forces me to have a filter, it's a broken filter. So things trickle through.
I was going to say, keep the filter on for about 10 minutes. And then we might not get, they might allow us to monetize.
Hi, Deborah.
Deborah.
Kelly.
Purely Nanda. I don't know if tonight's for you, hon. I don't think so.
So what you're telling me is don't cuss for 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah, at least till midnight. Till midnight.
All right, I'll try my best.
Our regular start time.
I'll try my best.
Nanda, you haven't seen the ad for this, then this might not be for you.
Tonight, it's get to know me. No holds barred. Nothing is taboo. There are a few things that I will not talk about.
Yes, and we're going to start at midnight just after. We just came on a little early because we were bored.
Well, Kate, I have several shades of gray. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, man, you can talk about whatever you want to talk. You are the only one who's going to put limits on stuff, all right?
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm not opposed to a spanking every so often. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm going to wait till 12 to make this little tiny announcement.
Crafty Aunt Nan. Hi, Crystal. I know you are a window bam. Have you decided to try out love again? Oh, widow. Where the hell did I get window?
Window.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, there is I can't think of the name of the song, Um, but it's by one of my favorite artists, is Pink, and the lyrics in that song, it kind of helped me out a lot. It says, "We're not broken, just bent. Learn to love again."
Mm.
And that's actually true. So, when you lose someone that you care about in your life a lot, I mean, you feel like you're broken. I felt like my soul was ripped out of me.
Yeah, that
And
was rough. I remember that. I
yeah,
remember that was not a that was yeah, that was hard.
yeah. And
Do you remember what we did the next day?
no, I mean, that night I blacked out. I mean, I woke up naked. My shoes, my glasses were in the freezer. I lost my wallet for 3 days.
We had to go and dump all the medication. And
Oh,
you didn't want to just dump it anywhere, right?
I do remember that.
And then I think you got pulled over by the police.
Coming back from the funeral home
Yeah, we were headed to the police station.
in my
We don't know where to take
in
with
my
these
Mini
meds.
Cooper.
Yeah. And you told him we don't know where to take these meds. I got to dump them. Your husband just died, and he was very sympathetic. He didn't give you a ticket or anything.
Yeah,
He's like, it's just up here. We followed him to the police station, and you went and you dumped him there.
yeah, I do remember that now. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think that we can all learn to love again. It just takes time. And will I ever love again? Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go through another relationship because they're way too much work. I mean, just give me the sex at this point.
Bam, you're such a slut.
Well, like I tell Cardi B all the time, stick with what you know.
Somebody put her face on the actress who's going to play Selena, and I was
Cardi
like,
B playing
don't even
Selena.
do
Oh
that.
God, no,
Don't do that.
don't. Yeah,
That's
no.
sacrilegious.
Yeah,
Like, don't.
Selena was not a slut. I'd like to believe that Selena was actually a virgin on her wedding night. I don't think she was, but I'd like to believe she was.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that too. Actually,
I mean, her whole persona and her whole, it's just the way she comes off. I believe she was a virgin on her wedding night.
well, I don't know if you can tell from that, but she seemed to be a good girl.
Absolutely.
Nanda, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Glass of wine. You might want to bring the whole bottle. Just keep it handy. Especially if it's red. Hope it's red. That's my preferred.
Crafty, it does suck. It recently, yeah. I mean, it's been 5 years for me, I believe. Right, 5 years, Manny.
No, it's been 6.
6 years.
Almost
And
exactly 6 years. Yeah, in November.
yeah, and it's still hard. I mean, yeah, I mean it's still rough.
Mr. Sister, what's up? I thought the name was the band, Mr. Mister. Remember Mr. Mister?
Oh, I do. That,
Port wine.
they
Portuguese
had a
was my
lot of
favorite.
good songs.
Yeah. Mr. Mister was good.
Oy vey.
It's
Is it
always
56? Oh yeah, so I got 4 more minutes before I can start cussing. It's only been 2 years for me, and it's still, yeah. I mean, it's been 6 for me, and it's rough. It is. I mean, every day gets a little easier.
it seems like so much longer ago. It's only 6 years. I mean, yeah, Sioux Falls. What an experience, huh?
Yeah, not a
Yeah.
good one, not a bad one. It was just an experience. Thank you, Pearly. Hello, Kelly. Hey, Villa. Where's Villa? Oh, there's Villa. What's up, Villa?
I'm very curious how many are going to show up tonight to get
To learn-
dirty.
to
get
learn
dirty.
about me.
Let the adult banter and the shenanigans begin.
3 more minutes and they can. I'm having a homemade bourbon and Diet Coke. Good for you, Kate.
Nice.
So is the bourbon homemade or is the Diet Coke homemade?
How do you make Diet?
Or is just the concoction homemade?
How is Diet Coke? How is Diet Coke homemade?
I don't know. Boil the sugar out of it.
I don't think it works that way.
I don't know.
The bourbon, okay.
Oh, you make your own bourbon? Send me a barrel. Send a barrel up this way across the pond.
Homemade bourbon. That's got to be good. Man, I need a Diet Coke. I need a rum and Coke is what I need.
Hello, Chris.
What up, Chris? It's almost time.
It is. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes and run and freshen up my cocktail, and Manny will go over the rules of this evening. So I'll be back momentarily.
And after he gets his, I'm going to go get mine. So the rules for the evening are, there are none. Keep it civil. There's a level of risque will be allowed. If there's anybody that's homophobic or doesn't like this whole thing or whatever, keep your mouth shut and you'll be okay. You got a problem with any kind of LGBTQ or homo, anyone that's gay or whatever, if you got a problem with that, you best not be here and just get out now. If you're going to stay and behave yourself, that's fine. But not going to put up any stupid nonsense. We're all adults here, as they say. Coming back naked. I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to have to be like, see, now you got me doing this now. Hurry up, Ann. No, he's not going to come back naked. Ooh, Jose Cuervo, yeah. I don't know. Okay, I see his shirt, so yeah, he's dressed.
All right, Carl. Would you look at that? It's 12 o'clock.
See, somebody thought you were going to come back naked.
This naked, trust me, not pretty. 30 years ago, it would have been pretty. But, now that my ass and my thighs are one unit again instead of two, trust me, it's not pretty. Kind of like if you've ever seen Aladdin, when the genie is going over his provisions that he can't do. I don't like bringing people back from the death. It's not pretty. I won't do it. Kind of like me getting naked. Not pretty. I won't do it.
So
buttons. Okay.
You saw a movie today, or whenever you saw it last night.
I did.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus 2.
And what did you think? Without giving it away, don't give away anything. But what do you think?
It was a big letdown for me. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it didn't go where I thought it was going to go. So I was just let down.
All right. Good enough for me. Welcome to Ask Bam Anything.
And Chris wants to know who Carl is.
Hey, now you can talk about it and not have to hide the words. So
this is true.
Bam, why don't you enlighten Chris and tell him who Carl is?
All right, Chris. Carl is a very dear close friend of mine. No, so last year I got a job driving a school bus, and I'm like, God, I gotta watch my mouth because I mean, I cuss like a motherfucker, and that motherfucker is was pretty much every other word out of my mouth. I mean, and it just kind of it just comes out. It's like it's just one of those things. It just comes out, kind of like yeah. So I mean, I'd be like, "Would you look at this this motherfucker? Get the fuck out of my way, mother!" You know. So I had to like, okay, I got to say something in place of motherfucker because the way these people drive, I mean, it just drives me fucking crazy. So I'm like, Carl. So in place of motherfucker, I'm going to start saying Carl. So I got in the habit of saying Carl, and it's like, oh, Carl. Well, I was with my trainer one day, and she's like, who the hell is Carl? And why are you always calling on Carl? So I had to tell her, I'm like, okay, well, I say Carl in place of motherfucker because, you know, I can't say that around all these little kids. And she's like, you're right, but why? And I said, if whenever you get bored, Google motherfucker. Just Google it. There's two definitions. The first one is the derogatory, of which everybody knows. The second definition of motherfucker, I mean, they put like 30 words in there, but I mean, it just breaks down to impressive person. So I call myself a motherfucker. So I'll call myself Carl, and you know, this girl who was my trainer, I call her Carl. So we're known as the Carls, and nobody knows why at work. So actually, my boss asked me the other day why I say Carl all the time. So I told her, and she's, all right, Carl, get the hell out of my office. So that's who Carl is. Carl is a motherfucker.
I'm sharing the page a little here and there. So, ask Bam anything. Who wants to start off the questioning? I'm gonna
and Manny actually has a T-shirt on his page. Don't be a Carl.
Don't be a Carl. Yep.
So, and I guess you know it could be the female version of a Karen. So you can have that too.
Did you see the TikTok
Hello,
Coca-Cola
Nicole.
video I posted? Oh yeah, I saw it. Yep, saw it. What are the rules? The rules are just don't talk about bathroom activities. No golden showers. No scat.
That's disgusting.
No. I don't know. That'll be up to Ben. We're not going to talk. Yeah, we're not going to. Don't ask him where he works, where he lives. He lives in Illinois, just outside of Chicago. That's all you need to know about that. So, anybody want to start? Does anybody even have a question? If not, we'll be out of here in 10 minutes.
Boost has a question.
Who?
Boost.
Boost. Where's Boost? Oh, right here. Oops.
So when did I start doing drag and why? I started doing drag, I want to say in late 80s, early 90s. And why? I think it was because one of my very first friends at a gay bar was a drag queen by the name of Sabrina. And him and I were extremely good friends. And we just started doing drag together. And
lower your camera, Bam, a little bit. Lower your camera a little bit. A little bit. There you go.
And Ivana was created. Sorry, I need to shave, but I'm scritchy. I hate being scritchy. So Ivana was created, and Ivana went on to do several female impersonation shows and won a couple of titles. I have a couple of tiaras. I have no clue where they are right now off the top of my head, but I have some real tiaras. No, it's not real diamonds, just rhinestones, but they're heavy.
There's a question coming up.
Oh, there is.
Maybe they're building up the nerve to ask you.
Oh, okay. What's this? Right here. What's this?
Uh,
Let's talk about the bathhouse scene in the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
oh my god.
Major
Okay.
full frontal scene. Okay, well, I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, we haven't got that far. At least, see, now we know what's coming up.
Yeah.
We
But we can talk about bathhouses. Yes, I've been to several of them throughout the world. And it's amazing I haven't caught something Ajax won't take off. I'll just say that because I am quite promiscuous, or was quite promiscuous. And when my husband died, I was suicidal.
How long were you guys together?
15 years.
That was married?
No, we were only married for 7, I think.
Mm.
And I told him when we got married, I said, well, at this point, you ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Because, I mean, that's all it was, because I was already writing him off on my taxes.
And he says her questions all went out the door with those rules. No bathroom talk. Okay.
All right, Annie. Well,
Look for
come up with
something
something else.
And see, don't watch it. Okay. Hey, Lucy, what's up?
What's up, Lucy? Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
Do you have a pick and drag that you can show us?
Yep, Manny will do it.
I can look that up. Is there another question on there somewhere you can get to, or not yet?
Let's see. Crystal says she's a huge crime buff, and I'm struggling to get through the series. I think I am on episode number 4 right now. I think I just started episode 4. Hugs. I'm so sorry. Lucy. Hearts. Chris. Since you were legally married, do you receive widow benefits from Social Security? I don't know if I'm entitled yet. I think I'm too young. But he was on disability, so I don't think he really qualified to give me benefits. I don't know how that works. Good question, though. Maybe I should look into that. And there's a picture of me. Can you make it bigger? There you go. Look at that sexy nose. Just look at that sexy nose.
What year is this?
That had to have been 92-ish. That's 100% my hair. That is not a wig. That's all me.
That's not a wig. That's right. You said that before. That says 1995.
Yeah, and that if you can blow that up, I don't know.
Nope, that's as far as it goes.
Okay, well, through that silver thing on my hair, that's a tiara. So just zoom in on my tits, okay? So that's one of my tiaras, and that is actually a hair piece to get my hair that high. So that part is fake.
Yes, that's Bam. In case you were wondering. Let's see. We finished. Joke. Bam, do you hear what happened to Cinderella when she got to the ball? She gagged.
What'd she gag on? Hottie.
Here, question from Boost Lady.
Okay. What's
the craziest thing you've ever done? Ever.
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 Ever. God. There's been countless crazy things I've done, but I think by far the craziest thing I've ever done. I mean, it's kind of disgusting, but do y'all remember Ponderosa restaurants?
Yeah, little steakhouse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I used to work in one many decades ago, and I had sex in a freezer on a box of ribeyes in Ponderosa.
Wait, you did what?
I had sex in a Ponderosa freezer on a box of ribeyes.
On a box of ribeyes.
Yeah. So they came freeze wrapped in like plastic. So they were wrapped up in plastic, and then they were in a box, and we were kind of like on top of the box.
And who was this person?
My supervisor.
Oh my God.
Yes. That by far is the craziest thing I've ever done.
Bam, stunning. Look into it because you should still get benefits. That would help, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's a question from Honey Bunny.
Top or bottom? Both, but
isn't the word for both versatile?
It is. So I'm versatile, but I prefer bottom.
So, in layman's terms, that would mean catcher.
Yes.
That wasn't so hard.
No.
Francis Webb, welcome. Oh my God, you look amazing. Yeah, Bam looked. Yeah, he was smoking.
Thank you. I could have been a plus size model. God damn it.
Let's see. Even though you was on disability, you still qualified. Check it out. Okay.
I will.
You know, you got something to research.
Yeah.
The hair. You look better than some women out there.
Very true.
Has Bam ever had a clothes malfunction on stage?
Well, I made this one outfit that I when I performed as when I was doing a Bette Midler song. If you've ever seen the movie Gypsy, Manny, no, because it's a musical.
Yeah.
But she's singing at the end. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head. But there's one point of the song where she says, look at these egg rolls, Mr. Goldstone," and she kind of like tore her like top open a little bit and showed cleavage. Well, I had a pasty on one and like a sash covering the other. So I mean, I like showed everything. And then later on, I actually learned that it was against the law in this state, even though I'm a man. But since I was dressed like a woman, and betraying a woman, I could have been arrested for indecent exposure.
No way.
Yes, because I showed nipple.
That's crazy.
Yes. So
Kelly.
technically, I've never had a wardrobe malfunction on stage that I didn't do.
Very adventurous. Hope you didn't freeze your butts off. Well, the refrigerator was closed, right? The freezer was closed.
Well, yeah, it was, but as to my knowledge, we were the only two in the restaurant. But
I have to think about this one. I got to think about that.
how about you, Manny? Oh, what?
I'll think about that. Imagine the back pay. Yes, you're right, man. He didn't answer the question the other night. Man, he said he would answer on Friday night. Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot. Bam, what's the best foundation for covering the buttery rash from lupus?
I always use Dermablend. A lot of burn victims use it to cover scars, or if you have acne scars, it will cover the scars very good. Now people put lipstick on, but I always, yeah, and it's like they put like a red lipstick on, and I'm like, why red? Because I think that would give you like a red undertone. But I mean, I always use Dermablend, and I really enjoyed it because it covered the beard line really well. But it is extremely expensive. It was like $50 a tube, or $50. It came in two ways. It came in a tube with the liquid, or it came in like a little round container that was probably about that high and probably the size of a $50. And they charged $45-50 for it.
Damn. So you sew, Bam. So you sew. Get it? So you sew.
I used to. I do have a sewing machine, and I used to darn socks. And then you know how when you get a seam, and even when you buy new socks, and you have this, who the hell puts seams right in toes, right over the top of the toenails? Why the hell do you put a seam there? Because you start walking, and then the seam digs into your toes. Okay, that's just pure stupidity on the manufacturer's part, in my mind. And so when I buy socks, and I spend hundreds of dollars on socks, because I will buy them and I'll wear them one or two times, and then all of a sudden the seam starts bothering me, so I throw them away. Well, now, just recently, like in the past week recently, I've learned a new way around this whole sock seam thing. You turn the motherfuckers inside out, and you don't feel the seam on your toes. Yeah, you're wearing your socks inside out, but guess what? You're not spending hundreds of fucking dollars on socks. I mean, who would have thought?
So Chris, man, he just used I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Manny just used.
I was trying to ask somebody, but they couldn't give me
You,
an answer, so I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that word is.
Sorry, have to skip it. Red cancels, grays are dark.
Okay, I get that, but then you got to cover up the red, and you know how much like tan you have to use to cover up the red, or like flesh tone. I mean, then you look like what's her nuts, Tammy Faye Baker, putting that shit on with a trough. I mean, nobody wants that kind of makeup look unless you're Tammy Faye Baker.
Do you have lupus?
I do not.
But you know how to deal with the makeup on lupus.
Well, I think it's a scar. I mean, I don't know what lupus does to skin. I'm ignorant on it, but I think that it would leave some sort of scar.
Bam, have you ever hit on someone you thought was gay and they weren't?
Yes,
How did that turn out?
better than it should have. So, me and Jamie were in California, LA, filming a show on Judge Joe Brown. Was it Judge Joe Brown?
Back
Yes.
then?
Yeah.
Jim Brown was on back then?
Yeah. Judge Joe Brown. So this would have been like 2005-ish, 2006-ish, somewhere in that area. And we met this mother and son at the filming, and we were getting along really well with them. So we're like, hey, well, the show gave us each, $200 for meals and whatnot while we're here. Why don't we go out and, have dinner and cocktails and whatnot? So we did. And we ended up at this bar. And I excused myself to go to the restroom. And I happened to be in there doing my business. And it was a trough. Like you walk up to a trough, you whip it out, and you do your thing. So, I mean, you're in plain view of other guys.
So a trough, for the ladies who don't know, it's like a... Oh, man, hang on. I'll be right back.
He's going to be right back. I don't know where he's going.
Explain what trough is.
So it's kind of like a if anybody has seen Yellowstone, and Beth comes out walking into the house and sits in like a drinking trough and takes a bath in front of everybody. That's kind of like a trough. But this one is like stuck to a wall, and there's a hole at one end where all the liquid would drain down. So it's that kind of trough. And you would stand shoulder to shoulder and pee. Well, I'm in there, and this guy comes in and whips his out and starts to pee, and I happen to glance over, and I'm like, nice dick, dude. And yeah. And it could have went really bad, but it didn't. He goes, well, thank you. I happen to think it is a nice one, too. So there you'll have that. But yeah, that could have gotten really ugly. Oh, that's too loud, Manny. All right. What was my worst sexual experience?
Sorry, these things just died. No warning. They just died.
Well, you have to keep them charged.
They've been charging for 3 freaking days. Okay, so did you answer this already?
No, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to think of what my worst sexual experience was. I know I've had at least one or two. Maybe 3. Yeah, I would have to go with, I was, how you're like making out and you're getting all hot, and, the hormones are going, and things are moving along in the direction you want them to go. And then all of a sudden you get undressed, and what you see just isn't what you thought you were going to get. So it was a lot smaller than you were thinking that was going to get there.
So disappointment.
Yeah, huge disappointment. So then, you decide.
An oxymoron. Huge disappointment. You can't use those 2 words together again.
Not when you're talking penis size. So, it's like you were wanting one thing and you're not going to get it because you're not going to feel it because the thing is so goddamn small. So you decide to flip him over in anger, fuck him. And so, yeah, it was disappointing.
And what about a different time? Another time?
There was one time where it was extremely painful because you thought you could take it but you really couldn't because the thing was so huge. I mean, you're like, well, hang on, let me go get some fucking Crisco or something because that motherfucker is just like horse dick. Yeah, so That was pretty bad. Especially, I mean, nobody wants to get torn. I mean, it's supposed to be pleasurable, not painful. Although, sometimes, getting, sometimes, a little bit of pain is okay. Lady Gaga says, sex isn't good unless it's borderline rape.
So, what?
Oh, yeah, it's in one of her songs.
Yeah, whatever. So, you must have talked about something while I was out getting my headphones, because this doesn't jive with what you just said about your bad sexual experience.
That would do that to my nephew. They would do that to my nephew.
So you must have been discussing something a few minutes ago?
They would do that to my nephew. Yeah, probably when I was talking about the guy in the bar in LA when I looked over and I said, "Nice dick, dude." And he was straight, of course.
Oh, I get you. Okay, gotcha.
And I said, it could have ended extremely ugly.
The lupus butterfly rash is really red. Bam, can you explain your first experience getting on stage and performing in drag? Was it exhilarating? Were you nervous?
Oh, I was scared.
Was that the first time that you dressed up like that, though?
No, my first time performing, I did not look like that. I looked like the Bride of Frankenstein's daughter. We had my other friend. It's like, oh, we got to get you, doing drag, and I bet you'd be really good at comedy drag. So he had me put this black wig on with white stripes going up, and my name was Midge Murmur, and I was part of the Murmur Girls. We had Ethel Murmur, Midge Murmur. God, I can't remember the other two. I can't remember Paul's name. But I was part of the Murmur Girls, and Damien, who was Ethel, was I him, and I did a Sonny and Cher routine. I got you, babe. And he come out on walking on paint cans to make. I mean, he was already tall to begin with, but he had to be taller. So, and he had this long hair. I mean, his hair was normally straight up in the air with white Bride of Frankenstein looking thing too, but he did it long for Cher, who was still the white stripe, and we were doing "I Got You, Babe." So and that was like my very first experience doing drag, and I was scared.
Do you remember what song you did?
Yeah, I Got You, Babe.
Oh, you just said it. Never mind. I thought it was a different time. Okay. It causes a red rash. Oh, gotcha. Lupus produces red butterfly like shaving. Sounds like lupus sucks.
It's it's more so women get it. I mean, some men do get lupus from what I understand, but it's not fun to deal with.
Bam, have you ever seen a rosebud? Just learned about it a few days ago, and I haven't been the same since. So it's not an offensive question, just very curious. I think I know what that is, but
I think I do too. I mean, are we talking like a rectum? Because that's what my doctor calls them.
But not everybody's got one like that.
Because first time he sent me to a procto doc, he goes, well, all he does is look at rosebuds all day long. So I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't know.
So is there a particular type that's called a rosebud?
I don't know, a pink one? I mean, a lot of people don't know this, and this is a little bit of trivia for you.
Okay, I gotta look it up. Okay.
So, unless if you bleach that Whatever color that is the same color as your nipples. A little bit of trivia for you.
Wait, say that again.
So whatever color your rosebud is, it's supposed to be the same color as your nipples.
Oh, okay. It says the appearance of one's rectum after fisting.
Okay. If that's going to be another question, have I ever been fisted?
The,
No.
the butthole of a gay male who bottoms frequently. The internal tissue swells and is pushed outward from the sphincter muscle so as to resemble a rosebud. That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Okay. So now that I know what it is, yes, I have seen them, and only in porn videos. Never seen one in person.
And you just said, to set the record straight, you have not been fisted.
I pride myself in being tight.
Have you been the fister?
No.
No. Okay. It's a long trouser. Yeah, it's like a bucket in the shape of like an oval or a circle. It's like something animals use. There's no partitions or anything. It's just like a giant bucket.
I described it as if you watch Yellowstone, Beth came out naked, got in one, and took a bath. That's what a trough is.
Oh, like one of those, yeah, the galvanized tubs, except it's longer and sometimes it goes around. Yeah. They've been look at this thing. Okay, cool. Have you ever had a crush on Manny?
Have you ever had a crush on Manny? No.
There you go. What, am I not good enough or anything, or what? Not your type, or what?
You're not my type. I mean, you know my type. I've told you my type. And then you know what and after I told you my type, you know what you said to me? Do you remember what you said to me?
No.
You don't remember what you said to me?
No.
You said, I know you're not God, I know you're not prejudiced, but I think you're more equal opportunity. Is what you said to me.
You got a good memory. Do you sing?
Badly.
Okay, that's a no. Hey, Maribel.
Hey, Maribel.
How many total sexual experiences have you had, Bam? Okay, here we go. Now, to put a number
All right,
on
you're starting to twang over there. You're twanging over there.
To put a number on that.
Okay, so I answered this question probably 3 months ago.
Nobody remembers. They want to hear it again anyway.
I do not know the exact number, but if I had to guess, and that's what I'm doing is guessing, and I've been extremely promiscuous in my day, upwards of 700.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah, I've been a slut. And not all safe experiences either.
And was that over your whole lifetime?
From
or
the time
like over a weekend or something?
You cannot sleep with 700 men in one weekend. There's not enough time. Well, I guess if they were 1 second men, yeah, I guess it's possible. Yeah, but from the time I lost my virginity until
what age was that? What age was that?
That I lost my virginity? 24.
Oh, dang, a late bloomer.
Yes.
And was it a same sex or was it a female? Was there ever a female? Did you ever bed a female?
Yes. More than once.
Please don't say Bernadette Peters.
No, I never slept with Bernadette Peters.
Okay, good.
I've slept with 4 different females, and more than once with each of them. And it's, I mean, I guess I would have been the ideal heterosexual man, because I mean, I would like we were doing it for like 45 minutes to an hour before I would like orgasm, like pop. And it's like, and all I was sitting there thinking the whole entire time was like, this feels like a mud puddle.
That's so wrong.
So
That's just wrong. But it's not your thing, right?
yeah.
Now, when that happened, did you already know what your sexuality preference was?
The first time, after the first one, I kind of had an idea. And then I did another female and it was like the same thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to be gay. But then this other woman, her name was, well, they were a couple, Sue and, God, what, Dawn and Sue. They were trying to get me to get one of them pregnant because they wanted a child.
Uh-huh.
Thank God that never happened.
So when do you really think you actually is that the time when you felt, yeah, I'm something is different?
Well,
Or
with Dawn, I actually felt more than a mud puddle. I mean, there was actually feeling of walls, I guess. There was actually some kind of like restrict or like compression, I guess.
resistance?
Yeah. But with like the other three ladies, there was like nothing. It was like a hot dog thrown down a hallway. So, I
Okay.
mean, but yeah, I mean, I just get it on with the guy. It was so much easier.
And then when was your first guy thing?
I think I was 26.
And how did that come about? Just in a nutshell.
He came back to my place after a show, and I got out of drag and jumped in bed with him, and we just started cuddling, and next thing I know, we were doing it.
There you go. Hey, I am. I forgot what I was gonna say already.
I don't know.
Okay, my gonna be ready to cut the color. Okay. We used to work together for airlines. What is your type? Good question.
Okay, so I love queso. So in order, as I call it on the Asians, number one on the food chain because they're so petite and small. So I mean, I like the Asians when I want a top. After that, it would be black, and then Hispanic, and then not Japanese because they're Asian. Probably like white.
Okay, so you
white guys are
ride the rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, white guys are extremely high maintenance. You don't want to marry a white guy if you're gay. Too high maintenance.
Bam, you heathen.
I am a heathen.
Promiscuous.
Extremely promiscuous. I used to. Well, no, that question hasn't been asked, so I won't share it.
Okay, don't. Yeah, let's see if somebody brings it up. Did you ever? I know you said you didn't. You're lucky you didn't. But did you ever pick up any kind of
Yes, I've had crabs more than once. That's the only thing I've ever really picked up. I never picked up the clap or any other kind of sexual transmitted diseases. So I've been extremely lucky.
Yeah, I'll say.
The worst thing I ever had was crabs. And let me tell you, the easiest way to get rid of crabs, if you ever get the goddamn things, just shave it off. Just shave it.
Alrighty. Made up for lost time. Well, you've been a woman too. Yep. Mud puddle. Would you care to elaborate on mud puddle? Like what? Do you just mean like?
I mean, it just felt wet and sloppy and really no feeling.
So loose a little, like loose would be the term.
I guess loosey goosey. I mean, yeah.
So you didn't like it with women. So does that make you bisexual? Would you, or are you just gave up on going to women?
I just didn't. It wasn't for me. I mean, there's not. I don't have anything against women. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, get that.
CMB. What's a CMB?
Cash Money Brothers. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Country music, something.
It sounds like you had some underlying emotional or mental health thing going on from something in your past. You became a sex addict as a way to cope with it. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, my mother was quite abusive to me, so I mean that might be one reason why I didn't like women.
Oh,
Because I mean, last night I said that she was abusive. She threw boiling water and knives and shit at me from one end of the kitchen to the other end. So I mean, I guess that could be why I was gay, or why I turned out gay.
as opposed to being born that way. You don't remember having feelings like for other.
I remember, back in the 70s, Starsky and Hutch. I remember liking the blonde. I think that was Hutch. I remember thinking he was really cute. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I knew from an early age that I liked guys.
Do you think that we've had this discussion before? Do you believe that people can be born gay?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So do I.
Yeah.
I agree. What did I walk into? Hey, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett. Welcome.
Welcome to Ask Bam Anything.
Yeah.
At what age did you come out of the closet, and how was it? Who did you tell?
I came out in the 90s, so like 92, I think, because yeah, it was 92 because that's the year that I fell off of a building and had to have back surgery. So I didn't want mom or dad to come up to my hospital room and see a bunch of gay people in there. So I wrote mom a letter and said, if you come up and see me, this is what you might find out, and this is what you might see, and this is why. So.
And how did she take that?
She knew. Moms always know. Moms always know.
Bam, how was and is your social life being gay both as a child and adult? Were you rejected by people, or were you introverted because of your sexual preference?
I mean, in high school, everybody called everybody gay. There were some people that, called me gay in high school and, didn't socialize with me. But, my thing was, if you don't want to fucking talk to me, don't fucking talk to me. I mean, no sweat off my nuts. And that's still kind of like the way I feel today. If you don't want to fucking talk to me, don't fucking talk to me. I don't fucking care. Just one less conversation I have to have. And that's why I like, people at work, if you want to throw me under the fucking bus or talk about me, fine, talk about me. All I ask, make sure I had a good time. Make up whatever fucking lies you want. I don't care. Just make sure I had a good time.
So the way you are now, kind of like, you don't care what people think about you. You don't care what they say. The way you are, the whole Carl thing and all that. Were you always like that, or did at some point something molded you like that?
I think being a loner through my teenage years kind of did that to me. I didn't have a whole lot of friends, probably because I was gay. And so it's like, I guess I more or less made my tough skin myself, and nobody did it for me. I mean, it's not like today's gays. I mean, you call them gay or a sissy or whatever, and next thing you know, you got waterworks for 3 days. It's like, seriously, man, grow the fuck up. Okay, so what? Somebody hurt your feelings. Suck it up and move it along, Buttercup.
Have you ever been with a straight / or straight married guy?
Yes, several of them.
From what I understand, there's a lot of them.
There is.
And I wouldn't say they're gay, but they don't mind or they're okay with gay sex.
And I think what it is they want to have anal sex and their wives won't do it.
Oh.
So they go to a gay man because they'll do it.
And would you say that, like, if you ask me what makes a man gay, I mean, really, like, gay is that he can actually fall in love with another man. Like love, like emotional feelings. If it's just sex, then,
I mean, sex is sex. It doesn't matter who you're having it with. It's sex. I mean, it feels good for both parties.
Well, but generally speaking, if it's two guys, they're going to call it gay sex, not just sex.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it was just sex for me. I mean, in the second you put emotion into the act of sex, then it can be gay or heterosexual.
So two dudes can have sex and they're not necessarily gay.
No, it's just sex.
Would you say that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's just sex. And trust me, I've had a lot of just sex. A lot.
Bam. Morning, night, or random daytime quickies?
Yeah. Whenever the itch scratches.
The answer is yes to that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. Yeah.
Linda says, Bam, you're awesome. How would you know what a mud puddle feels like? She's stuck on a mud puddle.
I don't, like I said earlier, it just felt wet and sloppy. So the only way I can describe it is a mud puddle.
Could you describe it maybe in a different way so they can get a better understanding of what you're talking about?
Okay, well, yeah, I guess. Everybody's seen American Pie. Remember the pie scene in American Pie?
Oh, yeah.
I guess like that. I mean, I don't know because I've never done it with a pie. I mean, I'm not into baked goods like obviously he was, but I heard grapefruiting is extremely pleasurable.
What?
Grapefruiting. Remember Nancy? She had to explain what grapefruiting was to you.
I remember something about a grapefruit in a video or something.
Yeah, supposedly, supposedly grapefruit is supposed to be like a blowjob, but with a grapefruit.
That's right. Now I remember.
I mean, personally, I think it would be a little stinging, especially if those citrus juices get down in the tip of it. I would think that would be unpleasurable.
Yeah. What kind of look? You kind of answered this earlier. What kind of look do you like in a boyfriend?
Yeah.
So you said Asians because they're smaller, right? They're generally smaller physically.
Well, that's if I'm gonna top. I like little twinks if I'm gonna top. I like tiny little butts. I like a guy with a tiny little ass, like an Asian, like a little Asian butt. So if I'm gonna be a top, that's what I want. But if I'm gonna be a bottom, then I want somebody that has a little bit more meat on their bones. Somebody that can be a little bit more rough and pick me up and throw me around the bedroom.
All my gay friends have been promiscuous.
I think all gays are promiscuous.
And why is that? The comment was about his 700 number and partners.
And that's a guesstimate. And since it's kind of brought up, I'll touch topic on it. Okay, so I've been to bathhouses. I've had sex with complete strangers. Didn't know their name. Just walk in, you do your thing, or they walk in, they do their thing, and next, it's like a revolving door in a bathhouse. You can go in there for 4 or 5 hours and have sex with 50, 60 guys. And that's at any bathhouse in the world. I used to, believe it or not, okay. I used to. All right. Remember when I say there ain't nothing wrong with getting paid for something you enjoy doing? All right. So there you go.
You are in the rabbit hole now, buddy. You might as well.
Yeah. So I mean, if a guy wanted to give me $50 for 20 minutes worth of my time, all right. I know what we're doing. I enjoy it. Give me some cash.
So you were a hoe.
I was a hoe, and there ain't nothing wrong for getting paid for something you enjoy doing. Got that, Vanessa? I was a hoe. I know $2 hoe.
$50 hoe.
When I went to adult bookstores, back when I was in my teens, I was going to them when I was like 17. There was one German guy that would come in every Friday night and give me $100 just to suck my dick. Okay, you're gonna give me $100 to suck my dick? Come on.
Dang. When you came out, did anyone tell you, oh, I knew? Or your mom, you said your mom knew.
Oh yeah, moms always know. I mean, ladies, if you know in the back of your head, or if you're questioning it, that is my son or my daughter gay?
What about like
99% of the time, you're right. If you got to question it, you're right.
What about friends or family? Anybody else? How'd they take you?
I mean, mom really didn't tell anybody in the family. When I got married, I mean, she never told her father that I was gay, but I mean, he knew. And Jamie was introduced as my friend. But yeah.
Much respect, Bam. My son is gay since he was a toddler. I knew he was gay. Don't ask how I knew. My mother just knows, so he was always accepted in.
Yeah.
Wrote your mom a letter. You're an awesome person. Yes, you are. As we all know, real moms love unconditionally. Yes. Better. Your generation paves the way for an easier road for gay people coming up. Things have changed a lot, but still a long way to go. Yeah, I don't know why people give a crap. Why? Who cares if somebody's gay? What? I don't know why. I don't know. And I think sometimes it's the fault of some of the gays. Like we talked about before, back in the day, I'll say the 80s, gays just wanted to be accepted and leave me alone and don't ask, just leave me alone.
Yeah, like the whole Stonewall thing. I mean, that was like the very first gay rights movement. And I think that was in 77-ish, 78. I mean, I'm probably wrong on the year. Could be 82 for all I know. But I know that was like the first movement for like gay rights and the whole activist thing. And that's when Hedwig was really big. And that's when, I mean, I'm like, okay, whatever, if that's what you guys want, go for it. But that's not my cup of tea. Yeah. And then throughout the years, everybody was like pushing for gay rights. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Why does it have to be gay rights? You're a human. You have rights. Why do you have to have gay rights? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, and I'm like, well, in my lifetime, homosexuals will never be allowed to marry. Well, then all of a sudden, it's legal to get married. Oh, well, shocking.
Yeah.
But, and now, and I just get so confused with these new gays, as I call them, the new gays, because you got to take the rights, and now you're shoving them in everybody's face and up everybody's ass. It's like, and down everybody's fucking throat. Okay, you're gay. We're happy for you. Move it along. Now we have to call you them and they and no, fuck you. You don't get that. No, I'm not going there with you. You're gay. We're just going with that. Oh, I'm non-binary. Okay, well, great. You're non-binary. You're not a man. You're not a woman. Okay, whatever. But you have to call me them and they. No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. But I mean, I'll do it as not to be rude. Just if there's a person that lives as a woman, I'll say ma'am or whatever. But I don't agree with the law forcing you to do that.
I'm not sure I'm there. I'm not sure I can call a man wearing a dress a ma'am or a miss. I'm sorry if I'm going to do a Paul Hogan and reach between your legs and feel a penis. You're a man dressed as a woman. That's
Greatest
all
scene
you're a
ever.
drag queen.
Greatest scene ever in a movie was Crocodile Dundee.
Yes.
He thought he was talking to a female, and then the cab driver, told him, "That's a guy. That's a guy."
The bloke's dressed up like a Sheila.
So he went up to her and he grabbed between his legs, and he's like, "Hey, I got something there." It was funny, classic, very memorable moment.
Absolutely.
How do you approach a man not knowing his sexual preference? Like, did you ever hit on a straight man and he was offended? Did anybody ever get offended? Did you ever get into that? Run into that?
I have hit on a straight man, and he really wasn't offended. And kind of what happened blew me away, really. I mean, he knew I was gay, and I knew he was straight, and we were in broadcasting school together. I mean, we were both in sound mixing engineering classes, and his name was Daniel. Cute little fucker. I'm not going to say his last name.
No, don't. Yeah. No.
Yeah. We're just going to call him Daniel. And he's like, "Dude, I know you're gay." I'm like, "Yeah." And he had a studio apartment, and he let me live with him for a while. And, I gave him a little bit of money to help him out, even though his mom was paying his rent for him. But I would sleep on a love seat, and my two legs would hang over the end of the sofa. And every morning I'd wake up and I kind of like look over at him like this, and his soldiers sticking straight up in the air. And depending on the underwear he wore the night before, I mean, I could actually see everything in there, or I could see absolutely nothing. But it was quite interesting. And one night we were drinking. Well, I was drinking and he was smoking his weed. And he goes, "If I wanted you, I could have you." I said, "No, I don't think so. You're not my type." He goes, "What do you mean I'm not your type?" I'm like, "You're not my type, really." He goes, and then he leans in and he starts kissing me. I'm like, "What straight guy does that?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting into it, and so I'm the hands are starting to slide down and touch things and feel things. He's like, no, we're not going there, man. So I mean,
so he was okay with the intimacy of kissing, but not anything else.
Yeah, that's all it was. But
interesting. I've known a lot of rent boys who didn't end up gay.
Yep, gay for pay.
When is Manny turning the hot seat? Next weekend? Is he Ask Manny? I don't know. Maybe next week. Maybe next week it is. Maybe. People do objects. Meaning. Oh God! Oh, what that's? Was she talking about objects?
Like toys
or things? Gerbils. My guy best friend is gay. I never knew he was gay until after high school. He's such an amazing guy. It's not tight enough. Wet puddle. Mud puddle. Yeah.
This is wet puddle. Not there was no mud there.
Ouch. The nice in the tip. I think I get that.
Grapefruit
Grapefruit sounds squishy.
Well, and I guess depending on the size of the unit, you could have to go down to like maybe oranges.
Okay, do you want to elaborate a little more on what's the top and what's the bottom? What defines each?
Okay, so for those of you that need a visual, top, bottom. Need I say more?
Or like in a
Picture.
top is the guy mounting the guy. That's a top.
Oh, and for those of you that don't know sign language, this is sign language for fuck.
Do that again.
Two
What does that look
fingers,
like?
Two
Yeah,
fingers, and just like
and just
with your palms, with fingers.
so anybody, if you see someone, and they're doing sign language, just walk by and just go.
You wanna fuck?
So top means he's a pitcher, and the bottom means he's a catcher.
Yes. And once again, I was not always safe in my endeavors. But extremely lucky I did not catch anything Ajax would not take off.
What is your come here, baby look?
Oh God, I don't know. I haven't had sex with another person in several decades. No, several years. The last time I actually had sex with another person was probably
or what was your move, or what was the thing you would say, or whatever?
well, anymore I just order in.
What?
Just order in, get on the app, get on Grindr and say, hey, come on, let's fuck.
But if you were out and you see somebody at a restaurant or at a bar or at the airport or whatever, and you were interested, what kind of...
But I guess I just kind of like stare at them and, wait and meet, the eye contact thing, and then kind of like, do the whole, and, stop at the crotch and,
So they actually do that. Okay. Richard says, can you be in the company of a male and not have gay feelings or likes toward him, like an acquaintance or friend, employee, neighbor, stranger, etc.?
Oh yeah.
So once you get to know somebody and they've been your neighbor for 20 years, your mind just cut them off as just a neighbor.
I mean, at my particular point in my stage of life, I mean, everybody I meet, I just assume they're straight. It's like, besides, it's too much work to have sex anymore.
Okay. So explain the bathhouse.
Okay.
A little more detail, not necessarily what goes on in there, but what can go on in there.
Okay, so a bathhouse is a private club for men only. And they have different themes. Some nights are like lights out, where it's completely dark except for just a very low ambient lighting, so you can just basically see the floor and stairs so you don't fall and hurt yourself. And you walk around in a bath towel, and they have a steam room, they have a sauna, they have a jacuzzi pool, they have a pool. They have a movie room where, they have porn playing, and they have other TV rooms. They'll have like a maze of glory holes. If you don't know what a glory hole is, you walk up to a hole, you stick your penis in the hole, and the person on the other side of the wall does whatever they want to do to it.
So glory hole is not only for gay people, but it's for hetero also, right?
It can, yeah.
It's a really anonymous. It's like you put it in there, and then whoever's on the other end.
Yeah, you don't know. It could be male, female.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 100% anonymous. And then you can, like I said, if you're there for 4 or 5 hours, and typically you pay $25-$30 for an 8-hour shift. I mean, on a good night, you can have sex with 50 people. A bad night, you can have sex with one person. I mean, it just depends. And they have different themes, lights out, tiny town night where you just walk around with just a washcloth. Some people walk
So,
around on leather, with assless chaps.
so do people actually take showers in a bathhouse? Take
Oh
a
yeah,
bath in a bathhouse?
there's showers and everything there.
Interesting. No, man, he was an entrepreneur. Make that money. There you go. He was banking. Boosie, no, everyone can see each other. A glory hole, you can't see them, right? It's a hole.
Yeah, and I've seen holes, this big, and I've seen holes like,
And then some are made. I've seen these in. Don't ask me where. Like an oval, like
yeah,
long this way.
yeah. I mean, pretty much a whole ass could fit through it.
Yeah. Okay, whoever wrote that. Oh, you did, right? Okay, thank you. Yes. Bam looks uncomfortable with some questions. Can we stop now? Are you uncomfortable with any of these?
No, I mean, there's been a couple where I'm like, well, do I want to answer that or do I want to say that? That's why I'll kind of do out.
Well,
There's nothing here that's really making me uncomfortable.
I mean, you already know if it's something you don't want to answer, you're just going to say, yeah, I don't want to go there or whatever. Yeah. Bam will say, Bam's not shy.
I'm not. I have extremely tough skin.
Who proposed to who when you got married?
I told him, I said, well, we're going to get married, and at this point, you ain't nothing but a piece of paper to me. I mean, I was already writing him off on the taxes because he's disabled, so I was supporting most of his needs anyway, so I could write him off. So, I mean, it was nothing but a piece of paper.
And did you guys have like a wedding, or was it just a private thing, or city hall, or what was the deal?
We went to New York, and I can't remember the name of the city. It was the city that Lucille Ball was born in.
I forgot where she was born.
I can't think of the name of it.
I can look it up.
But we went there because for two reasons. One, I like Lucille Ball, and the other one, it was only like about 40 minutes away from
Jamestown, New York.
Yes, thank you. It was about 40 minutes away from Niagara Falls, and Jamie's never seen Niagara Falls. I'm like, all right, well, we can go there. We'll spend the night, go over to the falls the next morning, and then we'll come back to the courthouse, get hitched, and then drive home. And this is when we were living in Cincinnati at the time. So it was about an 8-hour drive from Cincinnati to Jamestown.
How do you feel about having the option to not put your gender on the license?
Personally, I think it's wrong.
Yeah. I agree. This thing's gotten way ridiculous already.
Yeah, a little too ridiculous.
I'm surprised at the gender area. I was disappointed too with United Airlines when you're going to book your ticket. It's male, female, other.
Well, and the reason I think it's wrong is because what it's going to do now is open up a way for the ladies that cover their face and just leave their eyes open. It's going to lead a way for them to be forced to show their face, or no, they have to show their face on an ID. But now this is going to lead them away so they can cover their face.
Yeah, I get that. Did any straight man ever feel flattered when you hit on them?
I don't know. I mean, there was one guy in a bar in Madison,
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Where he was like this close to going home with me and leaving his girlfriend at the bar.
No way.
So I'm thinking he was pretty flattered. I don't know if he was turned on by the thought of, well, I guess we called ourselves dollies because we had a like little special, something, something. So it's like there's some guys that like the dollies because they're like, oh, it's a girl with a dick. So there's some guys that like that, and there's some guys that don't think that they're gay if they're sleeping with a drag queen.
Yes, I've heard of that.
So I mean, they're the dolly chasers is what we called them. I don't know what they're called
Is that
now.
the same as Ladyboy?
Yeah. In Thailand, you get the lady boys.
Yeah. No, hang on.
What'd you do? Miss one?
Yeah, the whole thing shifted on me. Finally made it. Hey, Taylor, you made it. Awkward. Let's see. May I say the truth? You would never answer? I will.
You would never answer any questions. Manny, say the truth. You would never. Okay, well, would you get this candid though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you would.
I'd answer some stuff and wouldn't want to answer other stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Bam. Any participation in menage a trois or orgies or? I'm going to say that's a yes.
It is a yes, but I don't like them because because somebody always gets left out. I mean, you start strong in the beginning, and then two people just seem to get going a little bit more, and the third person gets left out.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like a three-way.
Like Felipe Garza, the comedian Felipe Garza said he had a chance for a threesome. He had two girls, and he said, "One of you is not going to get a chance."
So orgies, on the other hand, back in my day when I was,
and they are different. They're different.
They are different. When I was ingesting ecstasy. Yeah, I was on X. I took X. I got so high, or I'd pass out, and I'd wake up in rooms of naked people with everybody naked, and I'd wake up and go, I don't know what happened. I'm just going to go with I had a good time. I mean, I don't know how. I have no clue what happened.
Dude, going by everything that you said, and the 700 and all this stuff, yeah, it sounds like you're damn lucky you didn't catch anything serious.
Yeah, extremely lucky.
Did that ever cause you to go, whoa, you know what? I better cut this shit out.
Well, and then probably the fifth or sixth time I woke up from doing ecstasy, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, what are all these naked people doing here? And I'm moving naked bodies off of me. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't know what happened, but something's not right. So I quit doing X. And that's why I don't know the true number of people I've slept with, because of all the orgies I've participated in.
So somebody was asking, what's the difference? So menage a trois is actually three people.
Yep.
Any three people, male, female, whatever floats your boat. And then an orgy can be
a group. I mean, 50, 20,
it can be
100.
A stadium full of 1,000 people. And there's sex everywhere.
Yep. People just walk up, start doing whatever they do, and then leave, walk to the next one.
Yep.
So that's why when I say upwards of 700, I really don't know the exact number. It could be more than 700. I honestly don't know, but 700 is very conservative.
The top is the one playing the quarterback. Yes, exactly. So are some people only tops or only bottoms?
Yes.
And you got some that are like you, versatile.
Yes.
A little of this, a little of that. Depends on your taste.
Very little of that.
What's your pickup line? I think we went over this already, didn't we?
I really don't have a pickup line, especially now, and as old as I am and as fat as I am, I don't really. I just order in.
Order in.
Bam, and order. Yeah, I mean it's like ordering a pizza.
And what is the app of choice nowadays?
Grinder.
And that's like what's the other one? The hetero one?
Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised at how many gay men are on Tinder. Yeah.
I thought a bathhouse was a sauna. Well, there's a sauna in there.
Yes.
There are saunas in there. There are. Is being poly different from being gay?
I don't know what poly is.
Polyamorous.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I thought I knew what poly. You know what?
Educate me. What is it, Manny?
Polyamorous. I first saw that on HBO when I was a teenager. Like a lot of young teen boys did. Characterized by or involved in the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all the people involved. So it's that same question. Just because you have sex with the same sex, it doesn't mean you're gay. That's poly is just another like a swinger.
Oh, okay.
It could be swingers,
Yeah.
but with a little more emotional involvement, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's with homosexuals, and I don't know about the new gays. With us mature gays,
Old school gays.
old school gays, we are extremely capable of just sex with no emotion, and that's with men and women. Now the emos came along, which is emotional people, and they put way too much emotion behind sex, and then they end up getting beat up and taken to the trash on a daily basis because they're just too emotional. They can't deal with their emotions. Hence why we need so much psychiatric help.
Psychiatric, yeah.
Yeah, psychiatric help.
Okay, so the question is again, just because two same-sex people have sex, not that you're the expert on gay or sexuality, whatever, but if two same-sex people have sex, that's just sex. I don't necessarily.
Well, it depends if they put emotion in it.
That's to me. If a dude can fall in love with the guy, and I mean, like romantically involved,
Then they're gay.
It's gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I
it's
mean,
just
if
sex,
you guys just have sex together, and it happens a lot, especially in college dorm rooms. You'd be surprised at the amount of college guys have sex with each other just because
or
of
in
sex.
or in the military,
Yeah,
they go at each other like no tomorrow in the bathhouse.
very true. It's like you fuck like rabbits.
Shower room. Are you allowed to drop the soap as a hint, or who? Just asking for a friend.
Some people would go, "Hey, you wanna can you wash my back?" Or I had one guy in the shower in a Chicago bathhouse. He said, "Hey, dude, I really need your help." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you need?" He's like, "Well, can you help get this permanent marker off my back?" Okay, so he was a little power bottom up in there, and every guy that
Wait, what's a power bottom?
a bottom that can go for hours of straight sex.
Okay.
And what he did was he let whatever every guy that pumped a load in him put a line on his back. Well,
An actual line with a Sharpie or something.
yeah, with a permanent Sharpie, and he had to get that off of his back before he went home to his husband,
Ugh.
the little slut. So I helped him wash his back, and then I fucked him right there in the shower. I'm like, you got a Sharpie on? Yeah.
I'll help you erase them, but it's going to cost you.
So yeah,
So bathhouses are guys. Do women have anything like that?
to my knowledge, no,
I wonder why that is.
because I don't think women are as promiscuous as guys are. I don't
I don't
think women
know.
get as horny as men do.
I don't know, man. I've known some lesbian girls back in college, and they were talking about, dude. They were just like talking about guys talking about it, like just like.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've seen what's that Showtime show? The L Word. Have you seen the L Word?
Yes, I love the L Word. Fucking Shane, she was a hoe.
That sounds like too much work. Do they still have bathhouses? Yeah. Well, Chicago had the famous one called.
Well, they have Man's Country, but that one went out of business 8 years ago, and it got tore down. And then they have
The Unicorn Club.
the Unicorn, which is now called Waterworks or Bathworks or what is it called? Oh, I have to Google it.
Yeah, it used to be called the Unicorn Club. That's in Chicago. It's on Halsted. It's a neighborhood called Boys Town. I grew up in it, so that's why I know about these things.
Steamworks is what it's called now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tammy, that's a real thing. Gene, there might be female bathhouses. I wonder. I don't know. I never heard of them. Bam! Thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Gene wants to find out.
Hey, what's up, Double D?
What's up, Vic? Just got back to work. Bummer. Bam, have you been hit on by a woman and you felt repulsed, or did that ever happen? And how do you feel?
Actually, yes, I have been hit on by a woman. A woman actually fell in love with me. What the hell was her name? I can't think of her name now. Went to school with her son, and her son ended up in prison for murder. And I went down to see him a couple of times while he was in prison, and her and I started talking, and she was ready to leave her current husband, wanted to marry me, and I'm like, well, hey, hold the phone. I said, you don't want to do that. Stay with your husband. I'm more interested in your son.
But did you have relations with her?
No.
Oh, okay. Manny's already nervous at that question. Shift on a seat. No, I'm not. I'm not nervous. I swear. He was stationed in Thailand.
Thailand is an amazing place. I wish that when I went, I was more in a better state of mind than I was when I went.
I get that. Hey, legend. Just finished watching a documentary on hurricanes, and now this. Yeah. What a segue, huh? You're lucky you never got hurt. Yep. In many ways.
Yeah, especially when you go into like an adult bookstore and you go to the little movie room, or the peep shows is what they were called, you know, quarters or dollar bills or whatever. Glad there was never a freak on the other side of that glory hole that liked to cut penises off and take them home with them.
Oh my God. I remember when that first time I went to New York, it was for work. And I went to downtown. I went to Times Square. And there were all these little sex shops and the bookstores and the shows. It was really creepy. They were real dark. You'd go in this booth, drop your dollar, or I can't remember your dollar, and the little window would open.
I've never seen one of those. I really want. Oh, wait, I did when I was in San Francisco once.
It was like a round room, and the booths were all set up around, and then in the middle was the stage where a girl would perform.
Yep.
And then there was another slot where you could put dollar bills to tip her or whatever. And then for that $1, it was only your window was only up for like a minute, and then it would come back down until you kept feeding the machine. It would stay open longer. And then the next summer I went back a year later, and they were all gone. That's when Mayor Giuliani became mayor of New York, and he cleaned up New York. Like all the bookstores were gone. Any adult related stuff like it was gone. It was just closed up and gone.
Yeah, my experience with the one in San Francisco was pretty much like that, but with one difference. They actually had gloves you could stick your hands in and touch the model on the other side of the glass. And it was like you couldn't feel anything because obviously they were thick rubber gloves, but you got to fiddle about, so to speak.
Well, this was kind of answered already. If you were listening, I think it was. Were you faithful when you were married? Now, you wouldn't call it unfaithful, right? Would you call it unfaithful? I don't know if you don't want to answer it either. You don't have to answer.
No, I'll answer it. I mean, was I faithful? Sort of, kind of, no, yes. I mean, we had an understanding in certain parts of our marriages because it's like, well, sometimes we'd get like that 7-year itch or whatever, and you have to go out and experience something new or different. So, I mean, as long as we had a rule, we could go do whatever we wanted with somebody else as long as we were safe.
And is that common in gay marriages, you would say, or not necessarily?
If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say it's common in about 45%.
Big number.
Or they would bring in a third and make it a throuple.
Interesting. I'm a professional voyeur when it comes to orgies. She likes to watch.
Kate.
Victor, serious question for Ben. Would you say there's a large number of straight or married men that were interested in dollies? Like a bigger number than average people would expect?
I'd say yeah. There's a lot of men out there that are extremely curious about it. And this goes back to a question that every guy has asked themselves at one point in their life. Am I gay? Could I be gay? Would I do something with another guy? Possibly yes, if the conditions were right, or like my best friend or something. I mean, there's got to be some sort of connection there for some people. Other people, it's just sex. Other people would be like, oh, well, I like the idea of it looks like a female, but there's a surprise in the front. So, yeah, I think that it's a larger number than most people would expect.
Interesting. I didn't know Grindr was for gays, and asked my son was on the app. Oh, no. You asked him if he was on the app? Uh-oh. Why would you ask him that, Kate? Don't ask him that. Poly, more than one person. Yep. Did you ever get beat up by someone for being gay? Like bullied for being gay?
No.
All right, good. Bam, you talk about succubus. Don't you mean incubus?
Yeah, succubus is a female ghost. Incubus is a male ghost. And mine, I believe, was a succubus, although I wish it was an incubus. But if you have one, you don't want them because they cause a lot of harm. If you have one, get rid of it.
Yeah, or try.
Yeah.
Or jail. Like you didn't get hurt or jail.
Yeah.
What is a dolly? A dolly is like it's not a twink. It's more of a tranny.
No, well, it's a drag queen that straight men tend to go for. So yeah, I guess kind of like maybe a tranny that still has the surprise in the front.
Victor is learning so much. He's taking notes. He's got his little pen and paper and a pad, and he's taking notes. Laughing at the dear low, Jesus. So, question, Pam, because you would be more experienced. Did or did you leave a plug in? And if so, what shape was more comfortable? So, plugs are meant to condition, prepare, right?
Or keep you open
Okay.
to a certain size. And they range from, something this small to something like that big. I mean,
Is that physically possible?
it's skin stretches, so yes, it is physically possible.
I just squeezed.
Oh, I never did the plugs.
My sphincter just went. That's it. Nope.
Yeah, I never did the plugs. Would it be something I'd be interested in trying? Nah, maybe if the conditions were right.
Okay, butt plugs is what we're talking about here.
Yes.
And
Speaking of which,
they come with little like emeralds at the on the end.
So speaking of which, if you're a friend or want to or whatever, on my Facebook page today, I recently shared McDonald's. I don't know if it's a joke or not, but McDonald's is doing adult Happy Meals geared towards adults with surprises. And of course, the first one is a purple shaped butt plug with Grimace's face on it. Like I said, don't know if it's real or not, but since we were talking about butt plugs, I had to plug that.
Kate worked in a hospital where all the lesbians gathered gathered by the matron. What does that mean?
Led by the matron. Matron is
led by the matron. Okay.
Yes.
Look at that in a hospital. They had them in a gangster area in the 30s. On any given day, you would find a few stiffs laying around. True story. I heard it on the Geraldo show. Lost me there.
Me too.
Was your husband the only person you loved?
I'm going to go with yes. Yeah.
Billy, hey. Hello, Billy. If you had an agreement, that's okay. Unfaithful with consent. Cool. Okay. A lot of marriages have all hall passes.
They do. And, I think it saves a lot of marriages.
Wait, I missed the incubus succubus story. I've heard of that. You had an experience. Yeah, he did. Now you weren't. Do you consider it rape?
What if a ghost does it to you? Yeah. Because you're unwilling. I mean, but you're kind of asleep, or you're in that stage of sleep where you're asleep, but you're still aware of the surroundings and what's happening to you. And it would usually attack me when I'm at that stage where you're sleep paralysis. That's when it would usually happen to me.
Yes. Yes, I am. They say the succubus and incubus change gender. Oh my God, really?
That I didn't know.
Like shapeshifters, gender shifters. Okay, so the answer to this again, yes. Very, 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 very taken.
It says, are you in love? It doesn't say, are you taken?
Well, To me, that's what that means.
Okay.
I'm assuming that answers your question. Manny just puckered. I did. I did. I was like, yeah. Yes. If I was gay, I'd be a top, power top, whatever top. No entry in the back. That's for sure.
Don't knock it till you try it.
It's not an innie. It's only an outie. Oh my gosh, you have to dang purple plug monster. What?
She must have went and looked at the thing I shared.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, okay, I remember that. I saw that. I did see that. Would you use a couch like cleansing? Okay, so if you're on the bottom, okay, so that I imagine that takes prep work.
I think
like with
she
any
meant
kind
douche.
of anal.
I think she meant douche.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, yes.
And that goes for anybody doing anal, even a woman, about to receive it or whatever.
Clean that bad boy out.
So that takes prep work. It's not just
well, and that's what we call it. When I order in, I'm like, well, I need time to prep.
And how much time do you need?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it can take.
No, I mean like half hour, an hour, 2 hours, or a day, half a day.
Sometimes you're good in 15 minutes. Other times you need like an hour. But I usually give myself about an hour to make sure everything's fresh and tidy.
I like how he says when I order in, like he's ordering pizza or something, or Chinese food.
That's what you're doing. You're ordering a delicatessen.
Gender shifter is a new age Power Ranger. Did you get rid of the incubus succubus? If so, how did that happen?
I did, and I think it happened from multiple moves. Because when I would move, it would be gone for a while and then mysteriously show back up. And during one of my moves, it just never came.
No pun intended.
So yeah, I ran away from it.
Interesting. What about? Oh, okay. Here, this is a valid question.
What
about waxing the bongholio? Waxing, I imagine it's got to do it properly. You're talking about a wax.
I have had a complete Brazilian wax several times. The first 2 or 3 hurt like a motherfucker. I mean, if you've had one, but after, the 4th, 5th time, it's not that bad. Although it's been several years since I've been waxed. Now anymore, I just shave. It's just quicker, cheaper, a lot cheaper. I mean, I would spend. Well, there was nobody in Cincinnati that would do it. I'd have to fly to Chicago to have it done. And I would actually have to go to Boys Town to have it done. So then you're looking at cab fare from the airport to Boys Town, which is, $80. And then you're looking at $160 for the procedure. So, I mean, you're talking a $400 day just to get waxed.
So what about, I've heard that when your sphincter is too dark, you can bleach it and make it a lighter color.
Yes, there is a thing called anal bleaching.
It's like a cream or something.
Yes, and I have never done it. I don't see the point in it. I mean, Kim Kardashian, if you want to bleach your asshole, you go right on ahead. But, if you bleach your asshole, then you need to bleach your nipples too, because, they're supposed to be the same color, girl.
My mom pissed me off, so I sent her a purple people eater from the adult party she made me cater. She never knew it was me. Dang. Wow.
Kate, you rebel.
What a show. I got this urge to light a cigarette. No, I'm not even a smoker. Taking notes. Bleaching, is it wanted more than natural? Okay, I have a theory on the bleaching. All right.
Okay, what's your theory?
Now, what do you call that? What do you call it when they now they're eating each other down there?
That's called tossing the salad.
And something else too.
Oh, I have no idea. I've always known it as tossing the salad.
I can't remember. So now, when you're giving oral, that's part of sometimes is licking down there.
Oh, that's called rimming.
Ah, that's it. Okay. So now that's a thing. So now, so I was thinking maybe the bleach, because to me, naturally, I'm assuming it's going to be dark. Maybe it's not as appealing if you're going to be down there munching away. Maybe that's why they want it lighter looking. I don't know. Just a theory. Aesthetics, you know.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I was born with not really pink, but more of a flesh tone. I know some guys are like brown, some are black, some are tan. I mean, it's pretty much whatever color your nipple is, that's what color it is.
Bam, have you ever dabbled in spirit contacting?
Yes.
What do attributed the attached to? What do you attribute the attached to? What do you, any ideas where that came from, what happened or whatever?
Well, my mother's house, or my childhood house, used to be haunted. And I actually seen, I mean, it manifested in front of me once. And it was kind of weird when it did, because it was I was in the basement I was sleeping in the basement at the time, and every time I went in the basement there was always this eerie feeling of you're not alone. And there was cold spots and warm spots, but mostly cold spots. And I was laying in bed one day, just got into bed, and I'm fixing to turn off the light and whatnot. And as I reached over for the light to turn off, this figure manifested, and it was a woman wearing a white gown and a big, huge hat, like you would see back in like the 17 or 1800s, like they would wear those like bonnets type things. And she looked at me, and she turned and looked at the other wall at the other end of the room, and she held her hand out like that. And then she disappeared.
Damn.
And it was only like 2 or 3 seconds, but it's like, okay. And even to this day, I'm still baffled about it. But I went upstairs and slept. But I mean, as far as how it attached to me, I have no idea. What she was going like that for, I have no idea.
Analogous maybe, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Could be. If he was cleaning carpet or linoleum, plus licking the donut hole before you, it won't matter. Go all natural.
Hey, well, my best friend Paul always says a proper top cleans the plate first.
I gotta what?
A proper top cleans the plate first.
A proper top cleans a plate first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm trying to decipher this right down there. If he was cleaning carpet or linoleum plus licking the donut hole before you, it won't matter. I don't even know what that means.
Think about it.
I tried.
Cleaning the carpet. Okay, so your carpet would be hair, linoleum, hardwood floors. Go back to it. I'm lost now. Donut hole. Okay, well, you got a hole there. Go all natural. Why bleach it?
That's what that says?
That's what I got out of it. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
No, but I'm going to watch that tonight, Proud Army Wife. I didn't know it was premiering last night. I'm going to watch that tonight. I love Ghost Adventures. Is he single? Bam.
Me? Am I single? I am, yes. I will probably remain single the rest of my life.
Bam. Then do you believe of a life after death? Our bodies die, but soul continues on. Your
I
opinion on that, real quick?
I do. I believe we go into like a waiting area, and then in like 30 days or so we get reborn.
30 days. Like what do they call that? What is it? The Catholics call that purgatory.
Yeah. There was this movie from Disney or Pixar or something. I think it's called Soul. When you die, you went to this area, and then you went to in this area. They sent you around to different places, and then after you learned what you were supposed to learn in this area, you would be reborn. And it's like, oh well, that's kind of like what I believe.
Hmm. Couple more here. We're gonna start to wrap up. He's talking about cleaning the rusty sheriff badge or dirty balloon knot. I think I know what that means.
Okay.
I think I know what that means. Your friend who cleans the plate. Okay. Chuck is in the house. Say, wow, you guys
What's
are
up,
still on it.
Chuck?
Just woke up.
Chuck, we're 2 hours into it. We're fixing to wrap it up, dude.
Chuck, where you been, buddy? I needed some rum and coke. Where were you? Glad you could make it. Man, now we're wrapping up right now. If nobody's got anything else, I mean, this was your chance. I mean, he'll answer.
Chuck probably has some questions because he said last night he had a whole list of them.
Do you got anything for Chuck? For Bam, Chuck? Because we're going to start to wrap it up. Mr. Manny, you seem to know a lot about all these topics. Well, I was born and raised in Boys Town, Chicago.
And Boys Town is a predominantly gay area of Chicago.
Yeah, it's Halsted from Belmont all the way to, I think it cuts off at Addison, but it might go a few blocks past that.
I think it goes a few blocks past.
Yeah, and that was right. I know I lived off Belmont and Clark, and it was Belmont and Halsted, and that was my backyard there. So we had them as friends and coworkers and fellow students, and we had them as tenants in our building that we owned. So, yeah, I was born and raised amongst the gay people. Nope, Chuck is good, right?
Chuck is good.
I love Ghost Adventures. It was crazy. Last time I watched it. Oh man, I gotta see that. I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
watch
the
that.
Cecil Hotel. That's the most haunted hotel in the country, isn't it?
Well, not the most haunted, but a lot of creepy shit goes on there.
Mm.
That's the one where that Elisa Lamb, that Asian girl, was kind of lost. They found her in a water tank.
Oh,
She was kind of playing with the elevator, like she was talking to somebody. It was weird. Bam needs to ask Manny some stuff too.
well, I asked him a question last night, and he said he wasn't going to answer it.
What question?
I asked you when the last time you masturbated.
Oh yeah, within the last 7 days. Within the last 7 days.
Last night, she said, I'm not going to answer that.
I'll say within the last 3 days. How's that? So, yeah, there's your answer.
Remember, masturbation is the key to good sex.
Sorry, it was called the Mexican lawnmower. Taylor, what are you looking at, Taylor? Bam, you're amazing. We love you. Yes, Bam is the man.
Hello.
Otis. No, Bam's cool for opening up and just answering whatever. Bam doesn't care. He cares if you're an asshole. That's all. Just like I do.
Because I'm a bigger asshole. Because, well, I have a bigger ass, which means I'm a bigger asshole.
Oh, yeah, I don't need that detail. There's a real haunted hotel in Oklahoma City. It was one of the most crime-ridden hotels with many guests who never checked out. Yeah.
Ooh.
Even what's his name? The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. He lived in there for a while. So that's the story I told about the Cecil Hotel. Remember the Purple Rain
Mhm.
was supposed to have taken place completely in Minneapolis. But when Apollonia goes to the pawn shop to buy that white guitar, and she's looking at the guitar from the window on the outside,
I love that guitar, by the way. Beautiful.
behind
guitar.
her, look down the street, and what's there? The Cecil Hotel. You see the big sign on the side, and there it is. I was like, ha! Quality control didn't do their job. Bam, what kind of work do you do?
I drive a school bus.
Richard Ramirez. Yep. The most creepiest. Oops. Bam. You are what you eat. Just kidding. Bam and Manny, since you both work for the airlines, are you guys Mile High Club members? I can honestly say I have not joined the Mile High Club.
And I can honestly say
I didn't want to get fired.
I am a member of the Mile High Club, but
does it count if you do it to yourself?
that's what I was just going to say. But I did it with myself, so I consider myself a member of the Mile High Club.
Oh man, well, good for you. I was hoping at some point to make it to that prestigious club, but never made it. I don't know. And like I said, you could do it to yourself, but I don't want to get fired because as an employee, the rules are even more strict for us.
Yes.
Is Manny gay too? Nope.
Manny is as queer as a $3 bill. Don't let him lie to you.
Not gay here. But if I was, I would say I don't care. Kathy Vaselli, I am cool. Robert Zamora, what's up, buddy? One of American Horror Stories series is based on the Cecil Hotel. The one with Lady Gaga. Oh, see, I'd like to watch that. American Horror Stories. I tried to get into that before, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, she started out acting on American Horror Stories. That was like her first debut in acting.
The first thing I saw her in was that Gucci movie.
Really?
Yeah, and I liked her. I think she was cool.
Yeah, she did okay in Gucci. I mean, have you not seen The Star Born? Oh no, it's a musical.
Yeah.
It's a musical. Of course, you're not going to see it.
No.
No.
I seen the original, Barbra Streisand.
Okay,
That's
this one
good.
blows it away.
I don't know. That's a bold statement, buddy. That's a bold statement.
And I was really pissed when I found out that Lady Gaga was doing A Star Is Born because I'm like, no, it's a Barbra Streisand movie. You can't do Babs. And then I found out that Babs remade it. So I was okay with Gaga doing it.
It's called Hotel, Ryan Murphy's Gaga Cecil Hotel series. Oh, okay. All righty. I think we're going to wrap it up. I hope you guys were all got it out of your system, perhaps. I mean, Bam's not afraid to answer stuff throughout the shows that we do anyway. So if you forgot to ask something, bring it up and he'll decide whether or not he wants to answer it. Human Centipede, yes, I've seen the movie Human Centipede. Have you seen Human Centipede? Bam.
I have not, no.
It's a ridiculous movie where this crazy scientist attempts to make a human centipede. Surgically attaches a face to a butthole surgically, and the butthole, the stuff is going into his throat.
Gross.
And then he keeps attaching people behind it. So it's a human centipede. Get it? A human centipede. Weird movie. I don't know why they would make a movie like that. It's gross. Bam, you're awesome for answering all the hard questions. Y'all should have had a call in. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
We will, because there'll be more of these in the future. Love me some Barbra Streisand, Bette Midler, and Patti LuPone.
Patti LuPone.
I like Patti LuPone. She was the mother from, what's that series? Oblida?
Oh, Life Goes On.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's the mom. The mom was Patti LuPone.
Okay. When I seen Patti, I'm like, oh, Patti LaBelle, hello.
Bam, how can you make swinging safe? The idea of adding someone else freaks me out because I've seen Lifetime Channel movies.
Okay, well.
It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Not. but that's TV. And if you're gonna do a throuple or a swinging situation, go in. You got to iron out the rules and make sure that you stick to the rules. And if you deviate from the rules, then there's going to be consequences. But if you're going to do it, follow the rules. And as long as you follow the rules, everybody's happy.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Bam, when you walk the runway again.
If I lost 400 pounds, yes.
Okay, so do it. Life goes on. Yes. Life goes on. Thank you. Yes. Patty LuPone, the original Broadway Evita.
Oh.
It was fun. Manny's turn next. Oh yeah. Maybe next week. Maybe next, or maybe tomorrow. Who knows?
Who knows? You don't know. He don't know. He don't know.
I'm telling you, you better bring the Cash App, though. You want me to answer those kind of questions? Madonna did well in Evita.
She was pregnant when she filmed that movie.
Yeah, I was not aware.
Well, you didn't watch it anyway because why? Oh, it's not a musical because every line was sung in that movie.
That's a friggin' musical. That's a musical.
No, it's called something else. I can't think of what it's called.
I'm not a fan of musicals. I'm not.
Antonio Banderas can sing. Believe it or not, he can sing.
Didn't he sing on an album or something, or a song, a famous song or something? Or in Spanish, maybe? Something like that. Taylor Garcia, swinging can be fun.
It can be.
I've seen plus models do it. You can still do it.
Yeah, true.
I've been to many parties. Oh man, I feel like we need to have another. Let's ask Proud Army wife. Ask her anything. Gay ghost gonna sleep with my back to the wall. Gonna be boring night sleep.
Okay, Richard, just so you're aware, it's a ghost. They can walk through walls. Your ass is not safe, my friend.
That's true. That's true. Yes, Bam. Strut. I enjoyed tonight. Thanks for being so transparent with us.
You're more than welcome.
And Antonio also saying Phantom of the Opera. I'll inbox you the clip. Yes, she will. All right. Everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. This was an interesting.
Yeah, so now that you know more about me, don't think any different of me. And if you do, just make sure I had a good time.
Don't judge.
Because we all have a past. And like I said, there ain't nothing wrong for getting paid for something you enjoy doing.
What he said. I'm not. I don't think prostitution should be like illegal.
Well, it's not in Nevada.
Well, in Nevada, but I mean anywhere. It's like if she wants to, him or whatever wants to do that and earn some money from it, I don't care. Why should that be?
My thing is, it's your body. Do with what you want to do with it. If you want to sell it, sell it. You want to be a hoe? Be a hoe. You want to have an abortion? Have an abortion. It's your body. Don't let other people tell you what you can and what you can't do with your body.
Except the government's going to tell you, yeah, you can't sell your body. And then they put you in freaking jail. You believe that crap? I think that's like marijuana. Arresting a dude because he's got 2 joints on him. It's like, come on, get over this. It's time to get on past that. Have you been to the hotel, Ayers Hotel in Costa Mesa?
No. Oh, is that the one in New Mexico?
Costa Mesa, California, I imagine. I don't know where that's at.
I don't know. Holy frack, it's 2:00 in the morning.
Tell us again a bunch of succubus. Nah, we already covered that a couple times already. Never. We love Bam. Yeah, not gonna judge. We don't judge here. I don't care. I don't care what you are, gay, straight, bi, trans. I don't
If you're
care.
purple, green, orange, black, I don't fucking care.
It's been my thing ever since I started my show. I don't care. Sexual preference doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me at all. Just don't be an asshole. That's what I care about. That's what will get you booted from here, not because you're different. We don't judge you. Yep, absolutely not. Thank you so much. We'll work for food.
I've been there. Hell, I'm thinking about going back to that.
Prostitution, the oldest profession in the world. I've never sold mine, but I have no problem with others doing it. Yep, I agree. Dude, hell yeah, Bam. I started selling feet pics. College is expensive. Oh, really?
College
feet is a
expensive.
thing. You believe that shit?
Yeah,
Feet?
people have foot fetishes, and there was, stories of old women selling panties, like young lady panties, to people. They post pictures of like young ladies. Go, I'll sell you my panties for $20, and they're selling new panties that they went to the store and bought for like $3, and they're making a profit. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a market for that out there.
Yes, California had a worst experience there. Fly up high. Are you in the flight industry? Are you in the airline business?
Either that or they like smoking weed.
Or you're a flight attendant maybe? And I've never had a ghost experience. Only there. 3 a.m. here in New York. Have insomnia, so I'm good. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. It's late out there. Feet pics equals money. What side do people do? What is it about the feet? Does it like big feet or little feet?
I don't know. To me, feet are disgusting. You stand on them all day. They are confined in shoes all day. They stink. They're ugly.
Then buy our pantyhose. I'm a flight attendant in our shoes. Aha! I knew it. The name maybe gave it away a little bit. Yeah, Bam and I used to work for Envoy. We used to work for Envoy, and then I went on to work for SkyWest. Handling.
I worked for Continental Airlines. Then I worked for
Me too, yeah.
ExpressJet Airlines, and then I worked for. It's a long list.
Yeah, the regional airline business was not friendly.
It was not.
Yep, feet fetishes, stocking, pantyhose fetish, on and on. I wish I would have gotten here early, but I had too much during the debate, and I heard there was a lot of manure there. The stinkier the better. Gross. They search for used socks and shoes from women. Damn.
Hell, if they want some stinky underwear, I'll wear a pair of drawers for a week straight and sell them for $100. I don't have a problem with it.
I had some guy offer me $1,200 weekly for my panties. Really? So you must be a millionaire now then.
Dude, that's like rent and food.
You must be a millionaire. Don't tell me you turned that down.
Yeah, it's like rent and food and car payment and.
Yeah, that's a good money. Good money. All right, Bam, you ready to call it a night?
Let's call it a night because it's way past my bedtime.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. A little disappointed in the turnout. I thought we'd have more of an interest, but I did have some people say, hey, you know what? It's not my thing. I'm not going to watch, but, it's just not my thing. I'll be back the next time. Say, okay, that's cool. That's fine, but that's all right. No biggie. We'll do this again. My turn is next time. All right, I'll figure out when that's going to be. I'll figure it out. Everyone have a great night. Have a good weekend, and we will be in touch soon.
Yep. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Good night, everybody.